Hey family, it's Dr. Dez here with another episode of the Bow Tie Chronicles, and we're dealing with this issue of changing the narrative in your life. I want to take this opportunity to thank my SOS family for all of the great work. They really make me look good, better than I look, and I'm so grateful to you guys for everything that you do. So please know that you're very important to me, and you are important to me also. I appreciate all of the messages and the notes that you all send me, and as you reach out to me, it really makes me feel good to know that we're making a positive contribution in your lives. So we're talking about changing the narrative. The first thing that we talked about in this series was doing the self-inventory, taking a true look at yourself, conducting an inventory, writing down your strengths and your weaknesses, being honest and sincere with yourself, because that's a major part of it, right? You've got to be truthful with yourself in order to make things happen. Say your truth kindly, but fully and completely. Live your truth. Gently do it, but totally and consistently. Changing your truth is something that we have to do when the time requires. I lived in a place that wasn't healthy for me, so now it's time for me to change my truth. So change your truth easily and quickly when your experiences brings you to a new level of clarity within yourself. What you knew on yesterday should always change with the very next day. I'm not saying everything that you knew yesterday you abandoned, but I'm saying that you should learn more things about yourself on every single day. Give yourself permission to change, right? Understand, because today's topic is no, I'm not the victim. One of the things that happens after we take our personal inventory of our lives and we begin to look at things a little differently, we want to change our narrative, we start to walk a little bit different. Know this. You are not the victim. We can victimize ourselves after we've taken our inventory of ourselves. We can engage in self-sabotaging behaviors. We can call ourselves a victim as we say that we're living in our truth. But the truth of the matter is you are not a victim. No matter what you've been through, you're still here. You may have been challenged, you may have been hurt, betrayed, beaten, and even discouraged, but nothing has defeated you. You're still here. You've been delayed, but not denied. You're not a victim. You're a victor. You have a history of victory. There are so many things that we have overcome over the threshold of time, and a lot of things have happened for the intended purpose of holding you back. But now you are the person who's in control of where you go from this very moment. You are not a victim. Don't put yourself in that victimizing position. Here's some realities in this. Engaging in self-victimizing behavior, being the victim in every single situation, it ain't cute, it's not healthy, and it doesn't help you live your life to the full. Sometimes we'll cry crocodile tears because something has gone wrong in our lives. And it's okay to experience grief in the moment, but to live in that moment for a continued period of time, that allows your mind to perceive that you are now a victim, like the world is out to get you. Most often when people experience that self-victimization, making themselves the victim, it is usually with the people that are closest to them, right? It's not healthy. It's a psychological disorder wherein you feel that everybody is against you. But most often it happens in those relationships that are closest to us. We will sometimes position ourselves to be the victim. So even when someone is giving us constructive criticism, we'll say that they're talking about us in a manner that is meant to take away from the person that we are instead of add to the person that we are. That's one of the reasons that you want to keep your inner circle as close and tight as you possibly can. Because as you're attempting to build yourself, you are becoming vulnerable to yourself and recognizing that there are truly some strengths and weaknesses, areas that you need to work on. There are strengths that you need to continue to enhance, and there are weaknesses that you need to deal with as well. But don't live your life in a victim's position. Yes, we've had some things that have happened to us that have been extremely negative. As a brown people, there have been some things that have happened in the United States of America, some laws, some things on the books that didn't put us in a favorable light, that didn't allow us to move forward in the manner that we wanted to. Even though those realities are present, that doesn't make you a victim. People who struggle with this victim mentality are convinced that life is not for them. Life is beyond their control. But that's not the reality. There are some things that you can control, and there are some things that you can't. Control those things that you can and walk away from the things that you can't. When I say walk away, it doesn't mean to eliminate that job, walk away from your job because there are too many things there, too many variables that you can't control. What I'm saying is don't let it occupy that mental space that you would allow it to live otherwise. Live within your truth. The truth is, I cannot control all things. That's a truth. I cannot control all people. That's a truth. The sooner we come to the truths of who we are, who we were created to be, the better the balance of our lives will be. It's really, really important that you recognize that self-victimizing thing, it ain't cute. It's not healthy. And you can quote me on that. It ain't cute. And it certainly isn't healthy. When you play the role of the victim, you're actually taking away the power that you actually have and giving it to someone else. You're giving it to the world, you're giving it to your boss, you're giving it to your children, you're giving it to your significant other, and you are now powerless because you say that you're the victim and you say that all of these things are working to destroy the person that you are internally. That's why it's important that you start by taking this close look at yourself, conduct that self-inventory, and then begin to live in your truth. As you live in your truth, as you begin to live in your truth, be mindful that there are going to be more opposing forces that come to you because now you're living in your truth. These opposing forces that come to you, which are in the form of people, situations, and circumstances, they're experiences that we all have. Those things do not have to stop you from living in your truth. They don't have to stop you from changing your narrative. So don't accept the victim mentality. If you need some support and trying to move to the next phase of your life because you've got some goals, some aspirations, you've got some people who are depending on you to live your best life. Part of living your best life is not putting yourself in the victim position. Here's another honesty for you to take with you. If you find that all of your relationships fall apart at the same place, all of your personal relationships, all of your social relationships, all of your business opportunities, all of them fall apart around the same time. You can identify when A, B, and C happens, things tend to fall apart in my life, and I'm tired of that taking place. Here's one consistent activity in all of those things that I mentioned. It's you. Sometimes we have to look at what it takes to change ourselves. It's not always other people doing things to us. Sometimes it is ourselves, the way that we perceive things, the way that we look at life, the way that we value relationships or devalue relationships. Don't make yourself the victim, but give yourself that opportunity to engage in a critical conversation with you so that you won't engage in this self-victimizing behavior. It's a very defeatist position. It's not attractive. Individuals will not want to be with you if you're always putting yourself in a position where you have been victimized by something else. Every experience that they have with you, they can say, well, man, every time I turn around, he's saying that this happened to him. Woe is me. The reality is you can change your narrative. Now is the time to actively and intentionally engage in behavior that will change your narrative. Start with the self-inventory. The second step is to begin to live in your truth. That's a very vulnerable position because you are exposing yourself and to the world as you say, I am no longer going to engage in this particular behavior. Please know that there will be people that want to draw you into the same old stuff, and the same old stuff has gotten you nowhere. It's Motivational Mondays. Today is the day that you should commit yourself to making a difference in your life so that you can be the best person that you can possibly be. This is Dr. Dez with the Bowtie Chronicles. Until we meet again, be encouraged.
I know they gon' remember me, 'cause I'm gon' leave a legacy.